What's up, guys? Welcome to the video. I purchased two incubators, one from Amazon and one from Rural King, a 2250 and a 4250 Farm Innovators incubators. So I found a couple things I like about them, a couple things I don't like about them, and a couple things to be mindful for when incubating eggs in them. First things I like about them is they're spacious, is why I purchased them. I'm doing turkey eggs right now, so they have a lot of room in them. The motorized egg rotator have worked great in both models so far. They're identical rotators in both, but they've worked pretty flawlessly. Every 2 hours or so, they rotate the egg 180 degrees, and they work really good. I would not put the egg anywhere near the motor of the rotator because that gets pretty hot, and those eggs will be a lot hotter than the rest. Which brings me to a couple cons of these incubators. The temperatures are not correct on the thermostats that are built in the incubator, so I'm going to go over that a little later in the video. But as I said, these are big, spacious incubators, so you can do a lot of eggs, which I first thought. But coming to it, you can do about 12 to 15 turkey eggs, or I'd say about 20-ish chicken eggs, because you can't actually use the whole incubator doing the uneven heating problems between both incubators. I got two different models for them to test this out, but on both incubators, they're almost exactly the same. So follow along in the video, and you can keep in mind some things if using these incubators to be mindful for when doing your eggs. So this one's a 2250 incubator. It's all foam. It has no plastic on the outside. This is the 4250 incubator. This has plastic on the outside, so it's a little more durable. Now, if you notice, I have all my eggs in the rear section centered under the heater because these thermostats are not accurate. I got more thermostats to put inside the incubator. I have this one set at 100 degrees, and it's registering about 99.5 on this one, so this one's close, and this one is way off, the 4250. I have this set at 101.5, and it's registering 99.5 degrees, as you can see, and I had to center all the eggs because all the eggs that were in the front portion of the incubator, I tested all this front section, and this whole front section is actually about a degree or two colder than the rear of the incubator. So this might be 99.5, but this might be 90 to 7 degrees up here. Also, on the outside, the eggs on the outside were not heating like the eggs in the middle. And any eggs you put right near the motor right here were almost 102, 103 degrees. So these incubators really cannot hold 42 eggs. They can hold about 12 to 15 eggs centered under the heater where it's very accurate in temperature. But the front and outsides are not accurate at all. I have two of them, and on the 2250, I've found this to be exactly the same. I tested all these front sections, and they were about a degree or two completely colder than the rear of the incubator. So that's something to keep in mind when you're incubating eggs with the Farmer Innovators incubators. Now, one thing I found to combat this, of course, is adding thermostats. I have two in this one, and I have two in this one. And that's given me a much more accurate reading on the temperature, and I can adjust the gauges so that it sits right at 99.5 for the eggs that I'm working on. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope this helped you out. I hope you guys have a successful hatch. And I don't think they're terrible incubators. I just think you need to be mindful of these things, and just to help everybody out with a couple tips about these incubators. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to Florida Hunting.